Say Maponga wakes up tomorrow, he's the president of Zimbabwe. What are the five key what are the five key things that you would change, and what would you put in place?
Number one, I will decentralize the whole capital city concept. I'll move the Department of Tourism to Victoria Falls, Department of Agriculture, maybe to Mtare, Department of Mining, maybe in Kwekwe, Department of Culture, Masvingo, Department of Finance, Bulawayo. Harare can remain as a legal capital. By so doing, you move the entire ministry around the whole country with their budgets, with their manpower. You allow development to start happening. Now you decentralize the capital city. Automatically to reduce the pressure on the capital city concept. This city was built to be inhabited by not more than 140,000 whites, with about 60, 70 to 200,000 blacks. Right now, we're sitting on 2, 3, 4 million. The infrastructure can't take that.
I heard Morton Jeff was built for 500,000 people.
There you go.
Now we're 2 million.
Our roads, people are complaining, and me too. Hey, we need roads. Hey. No newspaper, no more WhatsApp, no more Twitter. Hey, our hospitals, what? Meanwhile, we just lack the ability to think. What is the problem? It's a 14-seater taxi, and you are fitting in 150 people in that taxi. So our infrastructure and our development, the small housing projects that are happening around the cities of Harare right now, are not speaking to power, to water, to roads, to infrastructure, to hospitals. So that after all this development that you are seeing, these beautiful buildings that are coming, the question is, are they talking in terms of increasing on the grid? So the first thing I'll do is to decentralize the whole concept of capital city and allow system development. Number two, I will immediately abolish the prison and throw it away. I would rather deal with people serving sentences in their own villages. Because if you kill a person, I cannot put you in jail. I will need you to start working for the rest of your life to look after the family of the husband that you have killed. So for me, that's rehabilitation.
Can I just follow up just there, Ndambu? I want to pick your brain on something. What's your take on South Africa does not have a death sentence, but Zimbabwe has a death sentence. What's your take on the death sentence?
It's life for life. What's the problem? If you kill a person, what makes your life more important than the one that you have removed? So maybe that's a conversation for another day. But
number three.
So we would have to get rid of the whole presence, and the judiciary system needs to speak to cultural values. Where Mosha Inoriko, and it's not only Muno Wakometa Mosha, but the entire family. So by rehabilitating the family, then we can name this country Zimbabwe. We build homes first on solid rock, then we can build a country together. So it's a strong bias towards proper cultural orientation to allow members of every community to be accountable to each other. Before we can have a country, we need families that are solid. Number three, I would immediately throw away the paper money into the dustbin. I would convert all that into gold coins or into gold, and then give people plastic papers to go and swipe around and do their buying. Then it's value for value. You don't have to come to my house and I give you my cow and you give me papers. That's theft. Even if it's $1,000, but it's theft. Ask me why.
I'm listening.
Because at the end of the year, my cow has given you another cow.
Or 2 or 3.
But the paper money that you've given me is depreciated. So we need to exchange value for value. So barter system for me becomes a mode of operation. Except for other transactions, of course, that are commercial. But I will have to put my foot in and restore that value and dignity. Number 4, I will make sure that all the citizens in the country, at the land of Zimbabwe, it is valuated. To know of the 82 minerals that we have in Zimbabwe, how much quantities of those minerals do we have in each section, from gold to aluminium to the end of the tunnel, to uranium and copper and etc. And I want the value there. How much? What the quantity? And what is the value of these minerals? Number 2, I want to come around and see our forest treasures, and I want the value of that. 3, I want our water reserves that run through this land. What is the value of that water? I want the figure over there. Then I want to look at our air, and our space. How much capacity do we have in the air? I want the value over there. And I want the total survey of the human resource capital we have in the land. How educated are we? And what's the value of each head? I want the total there. Cut the long story short, I would want to add up all these values and have a figure at the bottom there of what is the value of Zimbabwe as a country. Then divide that figure by 25 million people. Then I will know the value of each Zimbabwean that is walking on the face of this earth. Having said that, every piece of land is valued at that value. As such, anyone with a piece of land anywhere can walk up to the bank and get the value of their land. That's development for me. So right now we have only city land that you can go to the bank with, which is sitting on top of a sewage pipe. Yet his house is sitting on a gold mine. And that land is worth nothing. But it's worth something. So you begin to see what you call this capital concept again of banking, where we can notice that it's a European colonial mindset, where only those that are living within electricity, etc., have value for land, and a few farmers. But the rest of the country is actually unbankable, uninsurable, and unprofitable. So for me, number 4 will be the
value of the land and the people of the country.
Value of land. Number 5, huh?
Yeah.
5, I will transform our educational institutions. Totally. Close the departments and allow each department to become creative and create products, new products. Engineers must start creating real stuff in their departments. Students must go there to come up not only with books, but come up with products. Studying must be to solve problems. So I would walk up to the university and say, okay, here is a problem, honorable department. With all the skills and the books that you have. Look at Bulawayo, crying for water for as long as I remember. The technical universities are there, departments are there, and the whole university, you cannot solve.
Including professors.
who lecture on mining, on engineering, and those ideas for me are just useless ideas, because unless you can convert them into practical transformation, it's worth nothing. So yes, I will do that. And number 6 rather, which is a bit uncomfortable, I would give the white Jesus a holiday. I would send him on a holiday.
Interesting.
A very, very nice holiday, and just tell him to step aside a little bit and allow people to re-find themselves. Be ethical, be truthful, be honest. And that already speaks to the transformation and ownership of time. We need to change the way we celebrate ourselves around our own culture. And having said that, what is the last thing I'll do? I think that sums up quite a bit. I might be tempted to rebuild the great Zimbabwe, but from another hill, not the same one. Just relive that old memory in the present. Yeah.